So we are in the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. Reto, this little small camera brand, sent us these cool new 35mm cameras that we figured what a perfect day to test out than cherry blossom season in Brooklyn. So we're gonna get some photos with the 35. Olivia's here behind camera. She also has some black and white film in hers. And we're gonna see what these little cameras can do.
If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in dipping your toes into an analog lifestyle. One of the first questions you may have is why shoot film in the first place? It's not a bad question. So let's break down a couple advantages of 35mm film and why we love it. Your top priority may be cost, which is reasonable enough. 35mm is a great place to start your film journey because it's not all too expensive compared to medium format film, or even investing in a decent mirrorless camera. Today we shot on the Reto 35mm ultra-wide camera, a really fun point and shoot option which only costs $40. You can get a roll of 35mm film for around $10 to $12 depending where you are. The benefit of shooting 35mm before going straight into a more costly medium format camera is more shots for a cheaper price while getting to experiment. Reason 2 is how little post-production there is to film. Shooting mainly digital, on top of being a videographer, I spend a lot of time color grading a shot or editing an image either in Lightroom or Photoshop. One of my favorite aspects of film is what it looks like straight out of camera. All the imperfections, the grain, the contrast levels, you can really leave the image alone for the most part, giving you more time to go out and just shoot. My third reason to try shooting 35mm film is shooting on a camera like the Reto is unbelievably portable and low maintenance. When you shoot nearly every day like I do, or even as a hobbyist, sometimes just leaving the camera bag, the lenses, the lens cleaner, the gimbal, the tripod, the ND filters, the batteries, all at home is a breath of fresh air. The low stakes shooting on a point and shoot camera like this really just leaves you in the moment and is a good reminder of how much fun shooting can be, which is something you need a reminder of every now and then. Now, looking at the results of the film once they were developed, shooting on an affordable film stock with such a budget-friendly camera like the Reto, I'm in love with how some of the images came out. Olivia and I loved the look of the color shots especially. The juxtaposition between the blues in the sky, the greens in the grass and trees, the magentas, pinks, and reds in those cherry blossoms really pop. The contrast and grain give the nostalgic film vibe that I think we're all looking for these days in our images. And the red halation around the highlights is one of my favorite qualities of film. Overall, for my first time shooting 35mm film, I was ecstatic with the outcome. One big beginner mistake I did make was getting my thumb in the frame a bunch. I underestimated how wide the lens is on the Reto, and on such a bright day, couldn't rely heavily on the viewfinder. So, silly me. It's something to keep in mind, especially for someone used to shooting with a monitor rigged to my camera, or even these crazy EVF resolutions on something like the A1. But making mistakes like this is all part of the process. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope it inspires some of you to get out and hopefully shoot with something you're a little bit more uncomfortable with, whether that's 35mm film or medium format film, or even just digital photography. The important thing is that you're getting out and shooting. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel for more content. And as always, have a good one.